above. Not really. I always say high above, but that's Public Square on a beautiful, hot Tuesday morning. And I'll just start off with myself. That's me on the camera, overlooking Public Square to my right. And we do have three people in the room, but today we're going to focus on Cass Louise. Hi, Cass.
Hello.
How you doing? Now, there is another person in the room, as you may or may not know. Can I introduce you at least?
may.
Okay, so Josh's voice is heard.
I'm here.
But you can't see him. So Josh Kearney on his Get Real podcast number
13.
Lucky 13.
6/30/21.
All right, yeah. Today's the 30th day of... no.
Tomorrow will be.
No. Today's the 29th.
Well, today's the 29th.
29th.
Is it?
However, this will be broadcast on the 30th.
So, exactly. Right, good point.
So if everybody was paying attention,
Right.
Glenn, last week we had a little deviation to see how people wanted to, just take the time to relax and take a break from what we normally talk about. And we did get a lot of good reviews, and we also got for the first time some poor reviews on how that scene that we had.
What scene is that? I mean, last week you were fishing with your son.
That's right. It was in a little bit of an ASMR with the breeze. And did you watch it? And
No, I'm just laughing at what somebody just posted about you.
yeah, what did he say?
Dude in the back looks like he tried to sell my dad an SUV.
I did, and I took all of his money. That's a joke. I don't sell us.
Well, I don't understand. It must be me because they can't see him.
No, he
On-
could see.
on
They
TikTok.
could see him
Oh,
on
on
my TikTok.
TikTok.
I'm not
sorry.
hidden on TikTok. So anyways, it was the breeze and the birds, and it was a really relaxing scene that you could experience while
Yeah.
no talking was happening.
So what was the criticism, if you don't mind me asking?
That nothing happened.
Oh, well, isn't that the whole idea?
That was the whole idea.
It's
Tell
the
me
whole
my
Zen
string was hanging
experience.
out.
that was the
Wait,
whole
we got
experience.
something happening here with Cass
A
and
little bit of a
wardrobe,
wardrobe
malfunction.
malfunction.
You didn't tell me it was hanging out.
Janet Jackson here, and
I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song. I remember that. I watched that.
I got
at
kicked
Super
off the
Bowl
air
Live.
after that for talking about. I won't get into it, but I got kicked off.
Oh, the Bush years.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, the Bush years.
oh, they're wonderful, aren't they?
That's right.
Yeah, I wanted to.
Nuclear.
So, I want to tell people that the absence of words still could have effect on you. However, the presence of words always makes a difference, and that's where the term spelling comes from. Long ago, the etymology of spelling is to actually cast a certain idea onto somebody else with words.
Really?
So your words always have great meaning, and if you focus your intention on that and your energy on that, you're going to get a result. You're always going to get a result, and you're always getting a result if you're paying attention. So today, we're going to have some fun with Cass. We're going to have
Squirrel?
some innocent fun with Cass. Squirrel.
Excellent.
Cass Squirrel. So
So how are you gonna do this? What are you doing to Cass today, Josh?
What
I'm not
are you
doing
doing
it.
to me?
Well, I got to get up from underneath the table first, and then I'll tell you. Just a joke. So the thing is, I had something I wanted to. Oh yeah, we're talking about the '70s and all those weird messages that came with '70s music.
Oh, interesting.
And I was just thinking of it because you're talking about Carole King.
Yeah.
right.
Right.
And I
Right.
I think that 90% of people writing songs are whining.
Yeah.
Personally, and the
About
older
Warren
I get-
Beatty.
Yeah, the older I get, the less and less I listen to certain types of music
Interesting. Why? I don't understand that.
because it's actually casting a spell.
Oh.
It's actually got a message, and we're all constantly bombarded with this message. So we talked about casual hypnosis with Cass a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Remember?
She hasn't been the same since.
She hasn't. Her hair got longer.
Yeah.
right?
Look at her. She's completely different.
She's a completely different person.
You
She joined
hypnotized
the
her
church,
into changing
She's so
into a
modest.
completely different person.
So the thing was that the message in that episode is that you're casually being hypnotized no matter what is going on around you because of all the messages that is floating through the air, and you get to choose. If you're aware of things, you get to pick and choose what you're going to listen to. But if you're not aware,
Yeah.
if you're just floating through life, you're going to go in the direction that those said messages create for you.
Interesting.
So I think that those old folk singers were just whining about.
Well,
disliking
I mean,
men
well,
and-
first of all, Carole King, really not enough people. I doubt Cass even knows who she is, but she knows
Nope.
her music.
Oh.
You know who Carole King is?
Like you said, maybe if I heard.
You know her music, but You just call up. Well, actually, she was married or went out with James Taylor, but she did a lot of stuff. We know about Carly Simon. We know later on about Madonna and all the. We even know about the Carpenters. But Carole King from Tapestry, her number one album was just incredible. Go ahead, John.
Bare feet and long armpit hair.
Yeah, yeah. She was.
Cats.
Yeah.
Acoustic guitars.
Was she?
denim.
I don't know if she was. Yeah.
That's what-
Jewish.
that's what's
Jewish
on-
girl, very smart.
That's what's on
like
the
they
cover.
all are.
What's
Y'all
on
have
the
me
cover of
lost
that album.
already.
Yeah.
That's what you got on the cover of that album. You've got her in denim with a cat and an acoustic guitar and bare feet.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you're absolutely. I'm sorry, I missed that. See,
I had to listen to that shit when I was a kid.
Yeah, it was good. Shit, it was one of the greatest albums to this day. It's one of the greatest albums ever made.
Also, it's from the same era that I had my affection for Queen
Really?
fostered. The first speed metal song of all time is Stone Cold Crazy,
Huh? Yeah.
1974. I wish we could play it now, but YouTube will kick us off.
They will, and trust me.
Really?
Yeah, I did a football
So-
game, and they kicked us off because they were blaring stuff over the PA system.
So if anybody at home is watching while we speak about Queen, what I want you to do is put on Stone Cold Crazy in the background so we can actually have some.
Hum a couple of bars. I just want to be acclimated with that song, so it's in my head. How's it go?
Al Capone.
Yeah, and
slide trombone.
Before this podcast began today, Josh was listening to a band from Queens, a hip hop
Mobb
band.
Deep.
Yeah, good stuff. And not
Trying
really,
to get in the mood of the
right.
the spirit of the thing.
Yeah,
today.
and also getting back to football, a lot of the kids would play music just like that to get into the spirit of either a football game or
do.
basketball game. I'm like, oh,
Yeah, you got to get it going, man.
Yeah, okay.
So, okay. So here's the inspiration of the day.
I'm a little nervous. You're making me
shouldn't be.
nervous.
You and I
don't
had
know
a
what's
good
going to come
time.
out of your mouth.
You've done a lot of good work here, and you're also very receptive.
Yes.
You know, and that's to your credit, because a lot of things that you go through are confusing.
Yeah, and just before long, I mean, Cass is after today. She's brunette. She might be a redhead after today. Who knows?
Never know.
She might grow 3 inches
Yeah.
and start dating millionaires.
Well, that's exactly the.
I mean, I wouldn't complain.
There's
Not
more of them
at
out there
all.
than you think. So,
That's right.
I was watching Billions, right? And Billions is going along the same line of great writing in the first season and then finding great characters that are more mainstream and then destroying them and replacing them with SJWs, which is really unnerving because you can have great character no matter if you are an SJW or not. Just whoever you are, you can foster a great character. And anyway, so they created this great character in Bobby Axelrod, who's portrayed by an actor who was in he played the captain in now it's escaping me, in that one Band of Brothers,
Okay.
and he holds his mouth really funny. So I was really I became quite disinterested in that series because of how very slowly they created something great and then they destroyed it in the name of marketing.
Huh.
So there's a they them that now is in charge of that company, and she's like 26 or they are, it's whatever. So what happened was there's a really cool character that's a psychiatrist that doesn't do anything psychiatrist like, and is really a poor example of what we do in our industry. So she's an MD in the show, but she pretends that she does what we do in the clinic.
Is that on Netflix?
Interesting.
It's on Hulu. It's on Amazon Prime. It's from Showtime. One of those two. So she sat down with Bobby, the main character, who was they've already just started to have him go down the toilet, and decided to do something that she called the Dickens process, which was created by Tony Robbins.
Okay.
And if you know Charles Dickens, you know the Christmas Carol.
Yeah.
And you had the ghost of Christmas past, the ghost of Christmas present, and the ghost of Christmas future.
Right.
So all that I want to talk about is the Dickens pattern, which is what she was trying to portray with him. I'm just wondering if you would be a good candidate for that.
Wow. You're gonna be Marley?
We are going to talk about Marley.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so what am I doing?
Ah.
So what's in your way right now?
What's in my way?
Yeah, in life, what's in your way?
I thought it was a big ass
You're-
microphone.
You're confused, but the confusion came from something. And don't worry, everyone else is confused too. So Cass, you know that I think the world of you, or else you wouldn't be on the show, right?
There you go.
I mean, if I just needed some woman in here, we could go to the mall and pick up any kind of broad we wanted to bring her on the show. So obviously, there's a reason why you're here.
Right.
Right.
Well, yeah, that and Cass is a friend.
Well, she became a friend because
Yeah, right.
she could facilitate this kind of change, and looking into the camera, do you remember? You remember what blocks you, right? You try to hide it. You try to hide it by being dynamic and being affable, and you like to connect, and you like to be colorful and be recognized, right?
Yes.
You like to perform. So that kind of covers up the one thing that you're trying to avoid. And I don't want any details, of course, because that would be morose here on this Wednesday. Morose. Especially morose.
That's a SAT word.
On this Wednesday evening. So I want you to imagine when you first had that obstacle and how it made you feel. And it was probably in response to something that you would consider at one point a transgression. So real quick, who did your tattoo, the new tattoo on your arm? Could you show everyone
Oh,
your tattoo?
it's not even done yet.
I know, but it looks good.
Is that
Obviously,
chapter 1?
It's like
And I got
intricate
the-
work. Could you show it to the camera?
It's
There you go. It's
waiting on
intricate.
blue
You see
shading.
how
And I'm
how
gonna
delicate those lines are?
Right.
we're gonna have
It's
some
in
wings.
detail. That works in detail very well.
Man, that hurts just thinking about it.
Not on the arm. You'll be all right.
Right. Well,
That
So-
part right here.
oh, my God.
So, ask me later about my black broken heart. Okay, that's a joke. So, here's the thing. So, I want you to think of that obstacle now and think about how it seemed to produce for you. It seemed to defend you in the past. As you move forward towards now, how different ways it defended you, and how that physiology and that feeling and the action after it, how it just, if even the studio audience could imagine, or the non-studio audience, the attending audience could imagine how they had that or a similar problem that probably worked at one point but not much anymore, and how you could see yourself doing it over and over again, and how it affected the people that were connected to you.
Like, are we talking about before? Like when I said that I had like anxiety, or
Sure. So it can be any of those things because you're just using it as an example. But I would take this opportunity to use that example to actually make a change in front of us.
yeah.
Make that change.
So if you guys want to know why I'm not on camera, it's because I have wounds sustained from breaking up a girl fight.
What?
Wait, what?
I broke up a fight between two girls.
Well, that you wouldn't have seen it anyway. Oh, my
It's on
God.
my neck.
Yeah,
My
I see that.
Jesus,
Yeah.
what happened?
So I told you I live in a rough neighborhood. It's
What
not
happened?
that rough, but I broke up a fight between two women on my front lawn.
Who are they?
I don't know. Of a certain persuasion.
Well, for the record, we couldn't see that unless you opened up your
Well,
shirt.
if I
Your
turn like
face
this,
is, no
you're
one's
gonna
going
see
to
a giant
notice
gash.
that.
You'd be surprised
crazy.
at what the
And you
things
brought
that
it up
messages
anyway.
I get. Well, I wanted to make sure you guys knew that I wasn't just being shy.
So, okay, I know we're getting into this whole discussion, but I need details. Is this on Is it on video? Did anyone come by and
Jesus,
videotape it?
No.
Right?
Thank God.
All depends on the neighborhood. Everyone's got a videotape. That could be their own brother. It could be dying.
think I was using
I'm
it-
going to be famous.
I didn't want them to see me throw on an illegal chokehold.
Right.
I
Did you?
love
But you,
chokeholds.
how did you get scratched?
That's crazy.
How good are you at jiu-jitsu? How? I don't know. Flying hands.
Oh my God! But it looks like they
So
really
glad they didn't
attacked
get
you
my
with
face.
that one
They
particular.
didn't attack me. I just stepped in the way.
There.
She wasn't after me. She was actually after something else, and I just
A
stepped
lot,
in the
a lot
way.
of people don't know this. You were a bouncer not too long ago. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct.
Did you have to break up fights then? I'm sure you did.
No, I didn't have to break up anything.
Huh, interesting.
You know what you want to do is, because conflict in any of those conflicts, and that place is really seedy now. It's really gone downhill since the pandemic and post-pandemic.
Is it?
And there's 2 shootings there last week.
Well, they're really.
So thank God I'm not there anymore.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Aspen.
what'd you
Was
do?
it the Aspen? What was the name of it? Okay. we
No,
talked
no,
about
I can't. It was the Aspen's a club, a fitness club. No, that's
Oh.
not it. It was a seedy nightclub.
Okay.
So the thing is, you want to get ahead of things 2
Yeah.
or 3 steps. So you want to know when something's going to happen, when there's going to be a conflict, and all you want to do is if people know, no matter how drunk they are, well, that doesn't. I mean, they could be really drunk and not communicate, but if that you're going to communicate, you're going to reach them, you're going to connect to them, no matter what state a person's in. You can get ahead of the problem and diffuse it. And once they think that you want to relate to them, I remember this one time I was here in Watertown. We were doing the Foreigner concert, and
right.
there
You
was
did
this
that too.
large man. I love that. That
Yeah,
show
yeah.
was so freaking
Yeah,
good.
good
Which
show.
one?
Foreigner.
Foreigner.
It was 2 summers
It's a
ago.
jukebox hero.
It wasn't Lou Graham, but the guy, man, could he sing?
Yeah.
So, and he's old. He's older in his 60s. He's running around like he's a 22-year-old kid.
Well, you know.
So what we had was in the front of the stage, and we had a security guy up there, and he was no nonsense, and he just wanted, I mean, for the right reasons, because obviously he's seen some ugly stuff, so I'm not blaming him. He was ready to crack skulls, and there's this one gentleman up there in the 3rd row. He kept coming up to the stage, and that was okay, but he had a vape pen, which we weren't supposed to have, and he was
Right.
blowing the smoke in people's faces,
Oh,
and eventually he blew the smoke in a 13-year-old girl's face, and the security guy snapped and went and grabbed him and dragged him out.
At a friggin' Foreigner concert.
That's right. you add alcohol or anything like that.
In year
anything.
2019.
So what happened was the security guy was dragging him out, and the guy had people with him.
Yeah.
And the two people with him started to go after the security guard, of course. And the security guard, the man was large. He was at least 6'4",
Yeah.
probably over 300 pounds.
Right.
He wasn't in good shape.
Right.
But that's how you bust knees up when you're in our age. you
Yeah,
know what I
sure,
mean?
of course.
That's how you blow a knee.
Right.
So I went over, and there's this woman trying to hit him, and I kept grabbing her arm. Not grabbing it, but just stopping her from hitting it.
Right.
Right?
Right.
And eventually what happened was I turned to her, and I looked, and I said, we're not going to hurt your husband.
Right.
We're just putting him outside.
Right.
And she instantly calmed down.
Yeah. Interesting.
So as soon as they
You're the
didn't feel
cooler.
threatened, they just, So I wasn't big enough or young enough in order
You're
to
Dalton.
in order to affect
His
people.
name is Dalton.
I don't know if that reference, but
Of course you do. Wait a minute. Hold the phone. Roadhouse, Pat Swayze, 1989. Thank you very much.
it's
Can
been
we
a while.
just bring him back.
Roadhouse.
Wasn't he the best? Wasn't that the best movie
Remember,
ever?
he was the child molester in Donnie Darko. So
But he played. Did he really?
yeah,
Pat Swayze did.
he played the child molester, the
I can't
child
imagine him
rapist in
saying
Donnie
I don't think I've
Darko.
seen that one.
You've never seen Donnie Darko?
I don't think so.
Holy
never heard of it.
shit. Okay, I'm sending
I
it
could
to
just
you.
picture
I'm
him.
sending you the
I'm just
link or
picture him
something.
like,
You're going to own Donnie
everyone smells so
Darko.
good, and everyone wants to. And then I look at the kids. No, Dirty Dancing. Go ahead. Sorry.
So that's what you want to do. You want to
He was
diffuse
hot
it.
in that.
'Cause I had to,
Yeah,
I had
it
to
was
work
good.
with guys that were 5-6 inches taller than me.
Right.
And all they wanted to do was throw somebody around.
Yeah, of
and they're the
course.
ones that got stabbed.
And those are the guys that also got heavy liability against the owner too. They're overzealous. You were the cooler. You were
Right.
the-
I
you were-
would
you were the
I
guy.
would just talk to them and have them leave.
be nice. Be nice.
But you have to get 2 or 3 steps ahead.
Yeah.
So it was almost as if, like,
But
when
no,
I
not-
left, they
not-
didn't
not-
want. They
not-
wanted the friction.
Not to interrupt, and I'm going to interrupt, but you have the look of a guy that's reasonable in a very, very harsh, solid moment like that. So, in other words, when that woman wanted to beat the crap out of the big guy, the big ugly guy, I'm going to assume that.
It was
and
an
then, and
ugly
then all of a sudden, whatever, you come over and say, hey,
was a
no,
biker.
we're not going to hurt him. We're just going to throw him off a cliff, but we're not going to hurt him.
Right.
And she was all content.
We're just gonna take them outside,
Right.
and everything is gonna be okay.
And everything was okay.
And we won't hurt your
Patrick Swayze,
husband.
you kind of got that look.
He does. You should smoke cigarettes. He smoked
Oof.
even after he was like diagnosed. He was still smoking. That's awful.
So,
he was one of my favorite. I'm glad you were a Pat Swayze fan.
So that's spelling, and that's message, and that's the way that you can have it if you want it. You can have these words mean something to you, and not like Carole King's 3 minutes of shaming men. You just don't understand me. That's why I don't shave my armpits.
so far away.
I think it's fun to try to impress people. I mean, not
It is.
not
Oh.
making it your number one thing, but to be, to make yourself an image with which you can create.
But let me ask
and
you-
then impress upon people.
Social media
I'm
has
trying.
has
You're
taken
doing a
that.
good job.
Well,
So far,
I haven't even done hardly anything lately.
Well, let me ask the question. Well, yes, you. What are you talking about?
Barely.
What in respects to what? OnlyFans?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but you said something on Facebook. Yes, because you are a Facebook user. I'm not going to say you're a prolific Facebook user, but I think you got the impression that some people don't like seeing too many of your posts. Did you not post something like that yesterday? If it's too much of me, go somewhere else.
Oh, yeah. But that wasn't for like, I just saw the post and I liked it.
Oh yeah, you shared
If
it.
I'm too much, go find something less.
Yeah, no. I like seeing your posts and so forth. They're really cutting. They're good. They're good. Yeah. So anyway,
so back to Marley, back to your anxiety and how it used to help you. Now you can think of having it right now, and how it just doesn't sit right, right? I mean, you've grown beyond that. We've talked
honestly,
about this
I haven't even been
intimately.
taking
We've
my
talked about this
meds,
in that's not what we can say. I'm not. Let's start over again.
Oh.
Can't mention meds.
No, I'm saying to help.
she was kidding.
Okay, so the thing is this:
No meds.
well, we can't mention meds.
I
I'm
would
not
never.
saying
That's
no
right.
meds.
We're okay.
So what I'm saying is that you've intimated things to us and also said things publicly that would point to the fact that the anxiety just wasn't helping you out anymore, and you want a new way. So I want you to I want you to find the old anxiety though, and I want you to see what would happen if you applied it to things happening in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, and notice how unhappy that would be.
Yeah.
So you want to do it a different way, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yep.
Okay. So if you were to scramble that right now, first really feel what it would feel like in your life if you got caught in that pattern of having anxiety, try to solve things into the future.
Yeah, I would terribly fail.
Well, fail is one thing. I don't think it was that black and white. I just don't think it would live up to your standard because you have an actual expectation And that's one of the reasons why you listen so well.
Definitely coming out of my shell. That's for sure.
Oh, you were out of your shell.
It's a different kind of shell I think she's talking about than what you're talking about, Glenn.
I saw her shell on Public Square back in early May. Guys
That's not very
downstairs loved
nice.
it. No, I'm not talking about that.
So
She was very revealing, right, Cass? You know what
she
you're
has nothing to
talking about.
hide. So
I'm modest.
And the
today.
guys liked you.
why don't we talk about exactly how you want it to feel in the future, in 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years from now, when you're dealing with people, especially connecting to people in relationships and feeling comfortable with it instead of anxiety. How does that feel?
I mean, I don't want to be uncomfortable.
How do you?
That's
What
oh.
I'm saying, you want to build how it feels. How does it feel when you have it working the right way? When you see yourself and feel yourself doing it in
You
6
ask me
months.
such hard questions.
No, tell me what it feels like with the anxiety gone, as in like an old step that you had to take in order to get where you want to go.
I mean, I've always dealt with it for sure, just based upon like the things that I went through as a child.
Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. We're talking about
I'm
6
not.
months from now.
No, I'm saying I don't want to go back to that at all. Like,
So
I'm
how
just
do you want it to be in 6 months? How do you want to feel?
free? 100%.
How does that feel?
Relaxing.
Do you feel comfortable in order to engage with somebody? Do you feel comfortable engaging with somebody?
Oh, always. I mean,
How about like a year from now? Can you
you
imagine?
probably can't tell, but like talking to people, especially like.
So
if I
think of it
even-
this way: you're on the upswing, right? So here's all I'm asking you to do.
Okay.
I'm asking you to feel like what it'll feel in 6 months when everything's working the right way and you feel free and connected to people. That's easy, right? And you don't feel guilty about it. It's cool, right?
No,
How about in a year? How much stronger it'll be in a year?
you're so uplifting.
How about, okay, wait. How about 2 years? It almost quadruples.
Hopefully, I have my life together 100% by then.
Nobody ever has their life together 100%. So
I did not have my weekend this together.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to stop distracting yourself. And I want you to think about how good it feels, how okay it is to feel good about you in 2 years, and how it multiplies itself in being free and connected and being able to have adventure and being able to take care of your kids and doing everything in balance. And it's okay to connect to people no matter who they are because you trust yourself to have the right boundaries. And how about 5 years? How empowering is that? And imagine what you want in your life in 5 years. See, the thing is, if you come back to now, you haven't done that bad. And you give yourself kind of a raw deal. So I want you to imagine
I'm
taking
very
that,
hard on myself.
imagine taking that 5-year feeling and putting it and planting the seed right now. Like what it feels like to be there right now. And then if you're really adventurous, and you don't have to do this, but this is the whole point. What if you went all the way back to the moment that it seemed like it was a good show? Like it was fair to have anxiety because that helped you out. And what if you planted that feeling from 5 years from now, the good one, all the way back to the past and that old anxiety feeling, and replacing it and having it carry forward to now. And notice how that perpetuates itself. So you can feel those things. You can imagine that your mind can imagine that you could feel those things back then and have it
Yeah.
and bring it forward to now. And the only thing that can stop you is regret from not doing it before. But you didn't even know anything about this stuff back then. So why would you even regret it? Right? It's like if you eat a Reuben and you're like, Jesus, I wish I knew what a Reuben was when I was 7. That's all I would eat is Reubens.
Reubens
so
are-
yummy.
Reubens are
Okay,
good.
give me something
Even
else.
with the sauerkraut.
Rhubarb pie.
Sauerkraut.
Rhubarb pie.
Rhubarb.
I do make a good strawberry rhubarb pie.
How about key lime?
Key lime.
I don't do key lime.
Oh,
How about the
my
traditional
God.
key lime?
Key
The ugly
lime.
key lime, not the jello-looking key lime. So
I'm not.
those are tastes though that you could have that you
I
could
only
cultivate.
like lime if it's in my drink.
Right. Those are tastes you
It's
could,
it's not like that though. It's key lime is definitely a much better taste. It's almost whatever. It's good.
it's almost as though you can cultivate what you can imagine or plant into the future by taking it all the way back and putting it into the past, and then letting it grow from there. Because remember, your unconscious mind operates as a sphere. You can be comfortable. Can I have your hand? Can you touch my hand? Okay. Your unconscious mind can be comfortable.
You see
right?
that's sprained.
Oh my
You gotta
God.
Take it easy.
That's right.
Okay. Just
It
squeeze,
was a rough
squeeze my
weekend.
hand. Squeeze it. Squeeze it. So imagine what that's like, right?
Yeah.
Imagine when you have it already.
Your hands are really soft.
And then you unearth it and not distract yourself from it, but actually focus on it just for a moment.
You're staring at me.
And then it feels good, doesn't it? Does it feel pretty good?
It was
Feels
like
better. So what's your middle name?
Louise.
Really?
Cass Louise.
I thought you just made it up. That's my daughter's middle name. So
We've already discussed this like 2 shows ago.
I don't know what you're talking about. I've never met you before.
Ah.
So,
Oh my god.
so the
Yeah,
thing
he's
is,
like Mr. Burns. He never
so when
knew
you
who
have that
Homer
now,
was.
now you can really focus on the future and see what the ghost of Christmas future is when you decide to create what you want to feel like. And
I
then,
do have you to thank for like
how about
pushing
this?
me forward.
Right.
How about all this? Can you imagine thanking yourself for doing all this for yourself today? Can you imagine going through this process voluntarily and knowing what it feels like into the future as you fill in the details or let the details fill in underneath your big,
Oh, I also
huge,
give credit where credit is due.
broad strokes of goals? Because that's what you're doing right now.
Right. Slowly.
And it can be seen as a risk to some people, but the only risk is in staying in the old way. Yes, that's an alarm.
Yeah. It's alarming.
Fire truck.
So, anyways,
Sorry. Squirrel.
the Yankees cost me. Never mind.
How much?
It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to cap. You know, our feed to the public square is like 40 seconds behind when we're seeing the fire trucks go by, but we don't see them yet. Here's one. There you go.
I like firemen
we
because
go.
what they do 99% of the time is sit around in their underwear and trade recipes in the firehouse.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yep. But they're there when we need them,
I hope.
right in the middle of the night. Unless you live in Miami. and
I'm
there's
not
no
allowed
hope
to
at
be
all.
on Cass's live feed anymore, so she's moved the
I just moved it so I could get
I
some
must have
water.
offended her somehow.
No, my kids took my drink.
What do you think about
There.
this weather?
Put you back on.
Good.
Any comments?
What is going on? What podcast?
What's
Go ahead,
happening?
take a deep breath in.
This
for me.
guy is. I don't
Let it out
understand him.
slowly. Let it out.
I need to go do another session with you.
Yeah, take a deep breath.
I thought you were. I thought that's.
Exhale, exhale.
Isn't that what's happening now?
Cass, stand up for me. Stand up. Go ahead. Yeah, just stand up.
Oh.
In your boot.
Yeah,
In my
she's-
boot.
that
Shake,
bum
shake,
leg.
shake. Stand up. Shake,
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 shake, shake. Dun, dun, dun. Shake your booty.
Yeah, you don't want me to do that.
All right, sit down for me. Is it okay to feel good?
Good thing these are leather.
I know. I wish they were.
Cass, is it okay to feel good?
It is absolutely amazing to feel good.
Isn't it
Awesome,
better than
yeah.
feeling like uncertain?
I like feeling good all the time.
That's right.
That's good. Okay. My work here is done. Hallelujah.
Really?
The demons have been exorcised.
So how do you? How did I'll be like?
demons have been exorcised.
I'll be like JFK and Forrest Gump. How do you feel? How does it make you feel? You feel better, Cass, or what?
She got shot in the buttocks.
Johnny.
Yeah, that's right. You posted that the other
I did
day.
posted that one.
Jen A. Took me a while. Took me a while to figure it out, but I figured it out. All right. So is that going to conclude episode number 13, Josh?
See, I'm not much of a talker.
Yes, you are. You never stop talking. What are you talking about? Impossible.
Camera
So all right. So well, anyway, we skipped last week actually from doing this at the studio, and it was a Zen moment with you and your son. And what lake was that again?
That was the Seneca River. We're going to do some more ASMR videos if you're watching this and listening closely. Every Monday, it looks like we'll be starting to do that very shortly.
Did your son or you? Did you either one of you catch any fish?
Well, I think the issue was the size of the hook versus the size of the fish. But it was fun to be out on his birthday.
Oh, is he 16 now?
He is 16 years old.
Jeez.
All of 16.
I think that was the hospital.
What's going on at the hospital?
Oh, I don't know. It was Lalvo. Oh, wait. Today's not Wednesday, is it?
No, today's Tuesday.
Okay. Phew.
Your appointment's tomorrow, probably.
Yes.
Right. I know it's a scary feeling.
Well, I totally skipped yesterday's.
Yeah. No, I know the feeling. Like, oh my God, it's today. Did I miss everything? Oh no, it's tomorrow. The worst feeling is when you were right the first time. Like, oh, okay. There goes that deal. All right. Well, this was episode number 13, and just so I can confirm this, what exactly are we titling this?
Oh, I don't know. 6.30.21.
Okay.
Really?
Nothing. But at the
It's
same
probably
time,
gonna be-
it's like a
be labeled
Seinfeld
the-
episode. It's something about nothing.
Something.
But it is the 13th episode here on the Get
Yeah.
Real podcast with Cass. Cass, thank you very much for being with us
I
today.
think that we're probably going to call it the Dickens pattern,
Dickens pattern.
which it was a loose interpretation of the Dickens pattern. But of course, you guys will talk over me. When
Now,
I speak
Dickens
to
also
it,
wrote.
so.
My mind's just going in the gutter right now, so I'm trying to behave.
Why gutter? I don't understand.
Just because that's the way I think.
Okay, no, that's good. No, that's good. But can you share? Can you share some of the things that are where your mind is right now? Is that okay, Josh?
Probably
I'm
not.
just gonna cut it out.
No, you're not. All right. Well, all right. We'll talk about it later.
She should have her own show.
Cass
This is
should
the
have
thing.
her own show.
Cass, and you can get Crystal up here, and you guys can have some fun.
Actually, I could probably go.
Oh my God! Look at that car.
That's a lot
trash.
of trash.
Brandon's calling me.
Oh, gee.
Is he here?
No, but he's texted me now. He's trying to call me.
Last time you brought him in, so
It's funny because when Brandon calls, he'll call you like 5 times, and you finally call him back like, "What?" And he goes, "Hey, what's going on?"
I just wanted to say hi, guys.
Yeah.
He's probably already on my TikTok.
Yeah. No, he's watching this. You know.
Watching.
So all the gambling talk I'm going to cut out probably.
All right. So, folks, I'm Glenn Curry. That is Cass.
And the voice from above
And
is Joshua Curry.
is this Brandon? Oh no, it's someone else. It wasn't Brandon.
Restricted.
After all that, it was
The
somebody
voice
else.
from the back of your
Actually,
mind.
because it's
I
on
am
my
the-
YouTube account, some people that obviously have problems with me, like to bother me.
I
All right. So anyway,
folks
folks,
speaking to you from the back of your mind.
there you go. You're in my head. Get Real podcast number 13 in the books. That's Public Square, and I'm Glenn Curry. And once again, I know I've done this before. Cass, thank you very much. Josh is off camera. Josh, if you could say goodbye or end this for your 13th podcast.
Watch every Wednesday evening, usually at 7 p.m.
There you go. That was Michael Douglas off
That
camera
deep
with big
voice.
cat scratch fever in his neck. He tried to break up, or did rather, break up a fight between 2 women. We'll find out more details about that off camera, and we'll also find out why Cass has a dirty mind. For everyone here on the Get Real podcast, I'm Glenn Curry. You have a good day.